Welcome, my name is Beate Begon. I am working as an urban planner for the municipality of The Hague. Today, I will give you a short introduction into the characteristics of the Port of Scheveningen and the challenges and opportunities regarding its further development. The Port of Scheveningen is a small port. It is an integral part of the urban fabric of the city of The Hague. This has led to a relatively high density of the built-up area, to a mix of housing, leisure, restaurants and maritime industries, and to a mixed use of the port itself. If we take a look at the metropolitan region Rotterdam-The Hague, it is quite obvious that the Port of Scheveningen is way smaller than the Port of Rotterdam. It has no river or highway to connect the port to the hinterland. The city of The Hague is mostly a coastal city. It profits highly of 11 kilometers of coastline, consisting mainly of wide sandy beaches. The dunes furthermore provide a beautiful natural area for the citizens of The Hague. Scheveningen started as a small fishing village. Boats were pulled onto the beach. Fishing and shipping further developed when the port was built. The ships got bigger, finally sometimes even too big for the Port of Scheveningen. The first harbour was finished in 1904. After that the fleet of Scheveningen expanded and the harbour expanded as well. Later in the 60s and 70s of the last century we see a development where fishing is being industrialized. There are less ships and the second harbour increasingly becomes a domain of sports and leisure. The Hague is not only a coastal city, it is also internationally recognized as the International City of Peace and Justice. In a world where peace and justice become increasingly more important, this can give a new meaning to the Port of Scheveningen. The North Sea is already one of the world's most densely used seas regarding traffic and transportation. Nowadays, our increasing ambitions regarding energy transition and nature protection lead to the necessity of spatial planning for the sea. For the Port of Scheveningen, the distance to the main shipping routes, protected nature reserves and windmill farms offers opportunities for new maritime industries. It offers space for testing new ideas as floating solar panels, seaweed farms and innovation in top sports. But there are many challenges. There are conflicts between new housing and existing industries. Many new inhabitants don't follow or understand old traditions. New fishing techniques and guidelines need to improve sustainability and public acceptance. And the United Fish Auctions, as the most prominent building in the port, needs to be renovated and transformed. Climate change leads to energy transition, nature and food transition, and it is all happening on the North Sea. In a world that seems to grow more and more unstable, security of our assets, such as cables, windmills and platforms, becomes more important. Shipping techniques and digitalization are also changing the marine industries. This opens opportunities for a small-scale port such as Scheveningen. To adapt these changes and create a vision for the future of the Port of Scheveningen, we have been working on a port vision. In this process, we included stakeholders. We developed a vision based on their knowledge and with the help of experts from Erasmus UPT, TU Delft and Wageningen University. We created a multi-layered vision, including ambitions for a sustainable fishing and seafood industry, for offshore and maritime innovation, for safety and security, for water sports and for climate adaptation and a livable port. The coming years we will be working to realize these ambitions. By doing so, we aim to develop the Port of Scheveningen based on the values of the blue economy. This means we do this based on the social, cultural and human capital, as well as on the natural, economic and creative capital. The Port of Scheveningen is small, but we want to develop its full potential in harmony with its traditions, its surroundings, and its characteristics. By creating a port vision, we have been enhancing our understanding of the Port of Scheveningen and have enjoyed the process of co-creation with stakeholders. But actually, the work itself has just started, which means it will be a pleasure to share our vision and receive your ideas in the future.